Welcome all to the 5th podcast. We have OBJYN and GRONKey Punch coming to you live.
Thanks for joining us, everybody.
It's been another exciting week in the world of fantasy football. Places like Nevada are now banning all fantasy or online fantasy gambling, saying it's illegal.
It's interesting. I don't know what they're going to do for fun around there anymore.
It's not like Vegas is in Nevada. I'll tell you what. First up, we have our news and notes from around the league. Starting us off, Spock.
Yeah, we just like to dedicate this first portion of our show to Lamar Odom. Thoughts and prayers are with him, part of the NBA family. Just be thinking about him.
Yeah, it's a darn shame. You know, he was a respectable guy outside of his little stint with the Kardashians. He was always a great athlete that kids and, you know, even people his age looked up to. It's sad to hear that he's fallen outside of a brothel with herbal Viagra or Cialis. What is it? Cialis?
Cialis.
It's a shame.
It is.
But in other news, Ralston, otherwise known as the Commish, lost his number one running back this past week in Jamal Charles.
What a shame that he has to back him up with Danny Woodhead. Touchdown dependent.
I mean, talk about an unreliable running back to have as your, number one or number two.
He's on the wrong side of 30.
That's for sure. And it's even a bigger shame because Rawson wasn't able to capitalize on getting one of Jamal's backups. He actually dropped his backup right before Jamal got hurt. What a bonehead move.
Oh, my goodness. It's 2015 and you don't handcuff Jamal Charles?
Right. I mean, in what world? It's a shame. It's a shame.
More injury news. Tyrod Taylor's out with an MCL injury. I think it's still unspecified when he'll return.
Yeah, it is unspecified, and that's a big hit to the only undefeated team in the league, Bandy Bandits. He's looking at playing Josh McCown right now, who put up a big week, but he's got
chasing points.
Right. I mean,
can't expect him to repeat that.
I can respect streaming a quarterback, but when you're playing against Denver, the best defense in the league right now, what?
I'd rather start Jameis Winston.
Oh,
I don't even know he's not Denver.
Absolutely. Anyone. I'd rather start anyone. I'd start a backup quarterback that's not even going to play because I know it's going to be the equivalent of points and I won't be as embarrassed.
Okay, so I just heard that Jameis Winston is on a bye, but I think I'd still rather start him because there's no chance that I'll put up negative points.
He is on a bye because my boy Dougie Martin's on a bye. In our last bit of news, we have the Lions once again being defeated 0-5. Our hometown heroes, playoff team of last year. Oh, what do we do with it? I mean, it's...
Oh, that was the wrong sound effect. I was trying to play the depressing one. I don't know where that went.
Oh, I'm on it. It's
Thank you.
Especially with all-stars like Calvin, Golden Tate, big names, big first picks like Abdullah and Ebron. I mean, it is just a waste of talent in that city right now.
And I think it all boils down to the coaching. Joe Lombardi is pretty much the only one to blame. Caldwell is just still letting him reign free over our offense. He needs to get an interim OC or something.
He needs to go. I agree. They'll figure something out though. I've got faith in Caldwell and I've got faith in Stafford. Oh, and other
Mark Ingram. Underwood's off to a good start.
Good for him.
I think, more news. Game day is in Ann Arbor this weekend, so I'm sure I'll be seeing a lot of you viewers around. I'll be here. Ross and Friedel are stopping by. Underwood's going to be here.
Big game. rivalry here in Michigan. It's going to be a good one. I think Michigan will pull it off. State has not been looking too good, or Michigan has been. But in other very recent news, it sounds like Christine Michael is being worked out as the #1 running back in Dallas coming out of this bye week. Interesting fact there.
That's not really news. I guess we didn't talk about this, but it does pertain to your team. I think that's why you're sharing that.
I'm sharing it because many ESPN beat writers also shared it.
Yeah. We all know that Christine Michael has no vision, and that's why he can never succeed in the NFL.
Or maybe it's just because he's been playing behind Marshawn Lynch his entire career. Who knows?
But look at his stats. If he was better, he would not be averaging 3 yards per carry or whatever god-awful.
Week 7 will show us. We'll see. Moving on to our next section, we have matchup of the week.
Presented by Arby's.
We love Arby's.
Arby's, we have the meat.
If you guys aren't eating at Arby's, I recommend getting there. They have the freshest fast food meat on the market and the softest buns.
And the Jamocha shakes.
For dessert, save some room. Save some room. For our matchup of the week, I believe we have Bandy versus Roston.
Oh, what a matchup it will be.
That's an exciting one. Two top-tier teams, 2 of the top 3 teams in the league, in my opinion, going up against each other.
Yeah, even though the standings don't show it, I think Roston deserves to be up there.
Absolutely. I think his points scored this season reflects that. It's tough to still say he's one of the best teams. I still believe it, even after that loss to Renfriedel. Maybe the most embarrassing moment in our league's history is him falling to such a low caliber team. It's too bad the commissioner had to experience it. Definitely a grounding experience for him, I'd say.
Yeah. I see that Roston's trying to bolster his running back core with new pickups of Ahmad Bradshaw. Very speculative.
Well,
we don't know what.
In recent news, the Colts did just sign Ahmad Bradshaw.
Yeah, for depth.
Well, you never know. He's a goal line guy, and he's had a lot of success in Indianapolis in past years. We'll see.
There's a reason why nobody signed him this preseason. And he also added Javarius Buck Allen. Interesting there.
Yeah, that's a handcuff just in case his boy Forsett with that bad ankle sits out. I think
he learned his lesson about handcuffing his top back.
Quickly learned. Before we go into who our picks are, last week Spock ended up picking Jay against Aditya, and he won. I picked Aditya, so he is now 1-0 in the betting rounds between the two podcasters. Yeah, well done. In terms of our bets, I think by the end of the season, the loser, so a week for, 13th or 14th podcast, the loser will eat a goldfish on
a live goldfish live on the air.
On the air, thank you. I couldn't get my words out there. And that's you get to see one of us puke. That's for sure. But moving into the matchup, I am actually taking Bandy, our only undefeated team in the league. If he can figure out his quarterback situation, I think it's going to be a breeze of a game for him. Between Tyler Eifert, his running back core with Matt Forte and Ivory in this week, it's going to be, Carlos Hyde. That's a tough core to beat.
I don't see him figuring out his quarterback situation in the near future. I think McCown puts up 10 points, and that's not going to get him the win against Matt Ryan, who should be in a shootout, Thursday night shootout. Justin Forsett is hot. Whithead, we'll see how he does. T.Y. Hilton finally has luck throwing to him.
Maybe.
We'll see. We'll see. And then, he has Keenan and Allen at receiver. They've been putting up points. Can't write them off. And then Kelsey is one of the most solid options outside of Gronk.
Yeah, without Jamal Charles, I think we'll see a big game out of Kelsey. I do agree. And if Bandy figures out his quarterback, though, he's got McCown going against Denver. No quarterback this season has put up more than 10 fantasy points against Denver. So we'll see. Yeah, I got Bandy. You got Roston.
McCown is on a lot of people's do not start list this week.
Pretty much everyone's. So I'm fingers crossed he figures it out. I have faith in a good manager. We'll see. That's on. On to our next section. We have our first caller.
Speaking of our first caller, he just texted me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give him a call.
Give him a ring. Our reigning champ, the Ryan Friedel.
Shut up, no. Stop. Stop. Shut him down, open up shop. Oh.
All right.
That's how
Hey. Puppin suds. Thanks for joining us.
Welcome to the podcast, Team Puppin Suds.
What up?
Do you have anything to say right off the bat?
One more caller coming in.
You guys know why I'm here, you know?
Yeah. Just sit tight. I'm gonna add Underwood to this call.
All right.
Our second caller coming in, Brandon Underwood.
Stafford Infection.
Is he on spot?
Dialing. Hello. What up, Stafford Infection? Hold tight. I'm merging calls. You're on speakerphone. Jacob is in the room. You're being merged with Frida, and John is on the other side of the screen.
Oh, okay.
Hello. Frida, you there? Okay. We're all here.
We're all here. Welcome, Stafford Infection and Team Puppin Suds, to your first appearance on our podcast.
Is the podcast on right now?
Yes,
Oh,
you're
we're
live.
We are live.
What up, dude?
Say hi to your mom.
Dude, what up? Thanks for having me on your guys' podcast. I've been an avid fan since week 1.
Yeah.
It's our pleasure to have you.
We're going to start this off by asking Puppin Suds some questions. I'll let John ask the first one.
So,
Okay.
Our first question for Team Puppin Suds is, you've now won 50% of our championships in this league, and you've gone from reigning champion to the very worst in the league. It's Spock and I were talking before we started this podcast. It's similar to a president being impeached in his second term. What's your response to this? How have you reacted? What are your feelings?
What's my response to being number 12 this year so far?
So far, yeah.
Dang, that's cool. I like to keep my camp, nice and cool. Like, it's always, I'm really not worried. I play this league full of a bunch of, I don't really know how to say it. Like, most of you guys are pretty stupid. I'm not concerned is what I'm trying to get at here. I mean, you guys can look at my roster. I think it speaks for itself, and I think it has for 4 years now. You guys are going to see me up there. So
yeah,
sure.
I mean, we've been seeing.
I'm coming into a soft part of my schedule here, and I'm just I'm taking it 1 week at a time. In fact, I'm watching my boy Leonard Hankerson right now. So.
Yeah, good for you. We were just talking about how you got your first win this week, and I'd like to know how that feels.
I mean, it feels good. No real surprises again over here. I knew it was coming. I finally got my camp healthy. Hasn't been healthy the first 4 games, so now that I'm back on track, I'm just taking it 1 week at a time, and you guys will see me up there.
Oh, awesome. And then just another segue off that question, and then I'll let John talk to Underwood and ask him a few questions. So you just got your first win, pretty exciting. And then I also want you to tell me about.
Let me just say, when you're a player like me with 2 championships, I don't get excited about 1 win.
Oh, okay. I just thought that your first win after an 0-4 start would come with some happiness.
Oh, yeah. I'm happy, but I'm not excited. I don't get off anything but championships anymore, so I don't know what it's like for you guys.
Yeah. So I was just gonna ask you about Hillary. How
Oh, sure.
how are things with you and Hillary?
Wow, dude. I thought this was all business, man.
That's a bold question, yeah.
Yeah, they're okay. You know, I mean, we're friends.
That's good.
That is-
Yeah.
To me, it seems like you've just been on a roller coaster of emotions lately, and I'm excited for you to come tomorrow and just talk. You know?
Dude, I am so excited to hang out with you, man.
Yeah.
Anyway, outside of this little segue, we're going to move on to some questions for you, Stafford Infection. So our first question is, who would be your celebrity crush?
Underwood, you there? Hello? Underwood is MIA. He says he's on the call.
Did you mute him?
Underwood is not muted. I think he just forgot that, like, put his phone down.
He may
Yeah.
have. He may have just walked away.
Did he?
It was either him or Matt. What's his face, Ryan?
He's probably in depression then. Okay.
Yeah.
That kind of ruins this portion of our show if Underwood doesn't come back.
Let's see if he'll pick up when I call him.
Oh, Underwood, are you back?
Yeah, man. It's okay.
Oh my gosh,
What the hell happened,
you almost
bro?
ruined the whole
Talking to my
show.
mom about something. What?
All
Oh,
right.
it's a what nonsense? Talking to my mom.
All right, well,
Underwood. Anyways, moving on.
you're on the hot seat now.
Your first question, Underwood, is
Question.
who is your celebrity crush?
How does this pertain to fantasy? You know, like
Hey,
Just
will,
tell us who it is.
will you please answer the question?
celebrity crush would probably be. Geez, that's a tough one, man. I go with I'm a big fan of Cameron Diaz.
Oh,
She's a good actress and pretty hot.
Solid choice.
yeah, you like the old woman, I can
While we're
see.
on the topic, you guys mind if I go on record and say my celebrity crush?
Yeah,
No.
why not?
Hermione Granger, longtime fan.
Okay.
Emma Watson's great. So Underwood, we're wondering, would you be willing,
Protection.
Undy,
Yeah.
would you be willing to trade away Devonta Freeman for a kiss from Cameron Diaz?
Freeman for Cameron Diaz.
A kiss, just a kiss.
I don't think it'd be worth it. Are you serious, dude?
Reasoning? Please tell us your reasoning.
I mean, last 3 weeks, Freeman has literally scored half my fantasy points. So by giving up Freeman, I'm literally giving up on fantasy, and I'm not ready to give up on fantasy at this point.
But you are 1-4, so
Big match against you, so I'm really dedicated this year.
That's a respectable answer.
that's respectable. But some on the opposing side would argue you're 1-4 and your fantasy season is already over.
Hey, you never know. You can sneak into the playoffs with 6-7 wins.
That's true. I think the matchup between you and I is pretty crucial. Both being 1-4.
That's
I feel
right.
like I feel like we're both in must-win scenarios at this point. Because going 1-5, that's pretty damn difficult to. 1-5 is a death sentence. 1-5 is a death sentence.
Yep,
Yeah.
I would agree. Anyways, we're going to move on to our trivia question. Ryan and Brandon are going to face off in trivia. The first question is going to go to Ryan. If he does not get it right, Brandon, you have a chance to steal that question to go up 1-0, and then the next question will be also for you.
I can barely hear John.
Yeah.
John is very difficult to hear.
Okay, I'll do the talking then. I'll just read off the trivia questions, okay? John can do the timer. So did you understand the rules?
I answered your questions, right?
Yeah, so it's going to go back and forth in a trivia situation. First to 3 points wins. If you don't get the question right, it's going to go to the other person for a chance to steal.
So I like deep in, and then like.
No, you'll have your chance. No, you'll have your chance to answer your own question after Frito.
Dumbasses.
I did. Okay, sounds good.
All right, John. If you would set a timer for 10 seconds and start when I am done reading this question, okay?
Yep.
So this is for you, Frito.
Yeah,
10 seconds to name the top 3 fantasy tight ends. Damn, he got it. He's off to the 1-point lead.
1-point lead for Friedel. Next question to Brandon.
And the questions are only going to get harder from here. So, Undy.
This is testing on fantasy knowledge?
Is testing league knowledge, fantasy knowledge? Yes, it is. It's testing all those.
Come on.
Oh, shit. I hate being put on the spotlight.
All right. All right, Stafford Infection. This is a multiple choice question, and it pertains to the total history of the Jedi Council. Who has scored the most points in league history in a single game? Is it Jay? Is it Bandy? Is it Roston? Or is it Aditya?
All right, it's between wait, what?
Bandy, Roston, or Aditya?
Okay. I know. It's between Jay or Bandy. I'm 100% sure of that. I know Bandy put up a ton this week, and I remember 2 years back, Jay just went off on one playoff game. I would have to. Boy, that's a tough one. How many seconds do I have? Holy shit!
You have 5 seconds.
Time is up.
You give me an answer now, or it's going to Frito.
I'll go with Bandy.
That is correct.
John?
That is
Bandy?
correct.
Wow.
Bandy
He
is
came
correct.
through.
Wow. Bandy, when what?
Went off. Was it first or second week?
He put up 168 points, if I recall.
Yep, 168. Well done, Brandon, because Jay was the second leading scorer in the 2012 season with 151 points. Impressive. Next question for Ryan. 1-1.
All right, so Ryan, this one is going to be another league trivia question, okay?
I'm getting a multiple choice format here. This is bullshit.
You're not getting multiple choice.
Classic.
Because this one, if you heard the answer, I think it would give it away. And we're gonna give you a 10-second clock again from the moment I am.
Someone had like 30 seconds.
That was a multiple question.
Question. Let's go.
With one answer. You can shout out names until you get it right, but you have 10 seconds. Okay.
All right.
And it's gonna start when I'm done reading the question.
Come on.
What was Papa Lobo's fantasy name last year?
Oh God. Wasn't it like low? Shit, I don't know. He was too irrelevant last year to like pay attention. I was all the way at the top, baby. So I'm gonna have to give that one to Underwood.
All right.
Chance to steal, Underwood.
Underwood, chance to steal.
I have absolutely no idea. Last year I kind of checked out of fantasy a little bit because I was busy with soccer in school. So I would have no idea.
So
I don't know, what was it?
Wife beaters.
Wife beaters was the name.
Yeah.
All right, next question for Brandon.
Oh yeah, it is Brandon's turn again. Okay, Brandon, this is gonna test your fantasy knowledge from this season. Okay.
All right, sounds good.
So you're gonna have 10 seconds to name the top 3 RWT players. That's receiver, running back, tight end.
Top 3. Okay.
Your time has started. So.
Top receiver. Shit, that Green Bay wide receiver.
All right, we're gonna give
DeAndre like Hopkins.
we're gonna give Friedel 10 seconds.
Julio, is there like
Your time is up, Underwood. Your time is up, and you're just giving him answers at this
Julio
point.
Jones, Antonio Brown, and like
That's incorrect.
Peterson? I don't know.
Okay, that's
You're wrong.
incorrect.
Friedel.
10 seconds.
Okay, this is just a total guess. I would go with DeAndre Hopkins. I would go with Freeman and Julio Jones.
You have 2 out of the 3, and you still have time left. Hopkins is not it.
He has 1.
Not it? Oh, shit. Oh, God. Can I get it? Tyler Eifert. Get it? Tyler Eifert.
Incorrect. So nobody gets points there. You ran out of time. The third answer we were looking for is Larry Fitzgerald. He's up there.
Oh, man.
DeAndre Hopkins is 4th.
Yep.
Alrighty.
Julio Jones wasn't it, though?
Yep.
Yeah, Julio Jones is number 2.
Devonta, Julio Jones, and Larry Fitzgerald. All right, next question to Friedel.
Oh, I got 2 out of 3 then.
So what's the score? 1-1?
1-1 still. Next question is to Friedel.
I don't know what it is. Do you want to read it?
Mm-hmm. Can they hear me?
Oh, can you hear him?
Not really, but go for it. It doesn't really matter to me.
Alrighty, Friedel. Who in the league's history, what individual player has the highest point total ever in our league history? Is it multiple choice for you? Multiple choice.
Doug Martin's his answer without even hearing the choices.
Let me give you the choices. It is between Doug Martin, Jamal Charles, Ben Roethlisberger, and Aaron Rodgers. Doug Martin?
Doug Martin.
That is
muscle hammer?
That is incorrect. Question goes to you, Brandon.
Oh, it is?
Mm-hmm.
Who is correct? This is horseshit.
All right, so Underwood, top scoring player.
The choices again?
Yep, top scoring player in our league's history. Doug Martin, Roethlisberger, Rodgers, or Jamal Charles. Friedel guessed Doug Martin, and that was incorrect.
The most points?
In a single game since our league has been in existence.
Okay, I'll go with Rodgers.
Incorrect.
Nobody got that one.
The correct answer is Jamal Charles scoring 0.3 more points than Doug Martin.
When did that happen?
That happened in 2013 with Young Yoda's team.
Like 52 points.
Yeah, he put up 6 scores, I think.
Yep. Jamal Charles scored 51.5. Doug Martin scored 51.2. Last question for Underwood to win the trivia and to win a prize.
So this is last one?
Yep, last
Whoever
one.
gets this question right is the winner.
Underwood has the first chance to get it. Can you hear me?
Can you hear
I
him?
can barely hear you, but go.
All right. Can you name the 5 ex-league members who have been replaced and are now going into our 5th season?
I can't. Scott, can you repeat that?
Okay, so you need to name the 5 ex-league members who have been replaced.
Oh, the 5 league. Okay. We got Rob. That's one. Shit. Who is Rob? Shit.
That's one.
Yep.
Time's
All right.
up. Time's
Time's up.
Question
We're
goes.
gonna pass the microphone to Friedel. If you can name 2 players at least, if you can name 2 players, he's the champion.
All right. Well, I know Rob. I know
Rob.
Noah.
Okay, Noah's
I
one.
know Luke.
Okay.
I know Luke.
Nope.
Yeah, so then Luke is one. Luke is definitely a player that's been replaced.
It was Tom and Daryl in the first season. Luke wasn't in our league.
We're talking about overall, though.
Of course, John trying to screw me out of victory, of course. I mean, unreal.
Yeah, so that ends trivia. Congratulations, Ryan, on a nice win. Underwood,
Thank you.
better luck next time.
Good,
You kind of choked a lot.
good job, man.
Underwood, you're never invited back to trivia.
Good.
Yeah, so next time we do trivia, Frito will come on as the reigning champion to defend his title.
Thank you.
But
And that's going to end our viewer call-in portion of the show. So thanks for calling in, guys.
we appreciate it.
Do I get like some final statement here? Or no?
Oh, yeah, that's true. We should at least give you the floor for 20.
Okay, well, as the reigning champion, I'm just going to go on record and say that I feel disrespected by you guys. Just the late call, the day late, unbelievable. You guys know that I'm a busy guy.
That's respectable.
It's overrated, dude. So if don't sit on your little ivory tower there and be calling out us 1 and 4 as you like to call us bottom feeders, dude, your team sucks. You may not have done that 3 losses in a row. Like, let me just finish my rant here. So, like, you made it to the playoffs maybe 2 times or something. So, that's how you get a playoff victory. Show some respect.
No.
Spot, I like the way you carry yourself out here, with the league, basically just everyday life generally. But John, you've been stealing bits from me. It's just unreal. So I'm just having trouble coming to terms with it. But all right.
Thank you. That was a nice little speech you gave there.
That was bullshit. Underwood, any last words?
Underwood, you got the floor. Tell us what's on your mind. Tell the league what's on your mind.
All right. Well, basically, just really hoping to turn my team around. Difficult start. I just really wish I can get a quarterback, but it's just very hard for me because I don't. Bro, I got you. I got you with Cam Newton, man. Hit my line.
All right, that's going to do it for our viewer calling. Thank you guys for calling in. Spock, if you wouldn't mind.
Okay, we're going to discuss. If you'd like to discuss trades, you can discuss that via text message, Facebook message.
Spock,
not on the show. This is not the platform to do that.
Thank you for
thank you guys.
Stafford Infection and Team Puppin Suds. We do appreciate it. Have a good night.
I look forward to seeing both of you this weekend.
Are we seeing you Saturday?
Oh, hell yeah, you're seeing me Saturday. It's gonna be lit. What?
Or Spock. Apparently, I'm going to give you. I got to keep you at 50%. Okay, cool.
When are you getting here tomorrow?
Spock.
Hopefully as early as possible. I need a solid Rose weekend, man.
Yeah, for sure. All right.
How it goes, but
all right.
We can text about that, guys. Anyway, thanks for having me on.
All right. Thank you, guys. Have a good night.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Have a good night, guys.
Quite interesting to do that 2-person little thing that we just did there.
Yeah, they definitely took a while. Sorry again to our viewers. We're working on our viewer calling and trying to get it so they don't go on so many tangents. It started with Rhett. It's a shame we haven't had as good of calls as we got with the commissioner and with Papa Lobo. We're trying to fix that, and we will bring you better viewer calling experiences coming up.
Yeah, we apologize. Rhett should also post an apology in the league forums for basically starting this whole. We're gonna come on the show and rant about our own interests,
right?
Because most of the other viewers have obligations.
They don't have a lot. Yep, not a lot of time to be watching these podcasts. So going forward for future callers, this isn't a stage to make excuses unless it's a direct question to you, and it's not a time to talk about weekend plans. But moving forward for our last section, we have our call-outs and our shout-outs.
I'll start off. Shout out to Puppin Suds for winning your first game this week. Congrats.
And going along with that, a call out to Roston to losing to the worst team in the league. I don't care if you lost your best running back. We have been praising your ability to manage your teams this year, and you have made a few stupid mistakes, and it's unbecoming.
Unbecoming and egregious, Roston. Get your shit together.
Get your shit.
Underwood's going to get called out for trash talking in the forums and then losing.
Mm-hmm. It worked one week and it didn't work the next. So it's time to shut up. You know, we get it. You benched Devonta Freeman on a terrible call and you played him 2 weeks. It doesn't mean you're going to win all your games because you got one good player. So prove it before you talk trash. Another shout out is to Roston making an incredible blog post for our very own Professor Oak. And decided,
that was pretty funny.
It was very funny. Well done with the Photoshop.
Virus comparing me to Gary Oak.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to call out. I got one on my list. I need to call.
Okay.
Running backs Garrett Blunt and Bishop Sankey. Not something I feel too confident about rolling forward.
I mean, what were you thinking drafting all your best players and going to be on bye in the same week? Some say that's a good strategy. I say that's stupid. Come on. Your top 4 players are on bye. What are you thinking?
Do we have anything else?
No, I think that does it for this week's podcast. Again, a big thank you and to our sponsor DraftKings for giving us the chance basically to brag about what a great thing they're doing. If you're not in Nevada, Arizona, Utah, or Montana, I believe it is, you are free to play and win millions, guys. I mean, I had a down week last week, but I'm still up $50. It's a great opportunity to win some money, win that weekend cash for us weekend warriors. Yeah.
Over $1 billion is being given out this football season.
That's incredible.
And then, we're going to close off our show. And one more sponsor. The show is brought to you by Cialis. If a relaxing moment turns into the right moment, will you be ready?
Will you be ready? It's not every night that we get to sit looking over a hill in 2 separate bathtubs with our significant other. But if that night does come, you guys need to be ready. You need to be ready.
All right. Well, that brings our show to a close.
Thanks again for tuning in, guys, and we look forward to another exciting week of fantasy as well as college football with that big rivalry and game day in Ann Arbor.
Yeah. We'll see you next week.